Hello everybody and welcome to our new office. So since we are in the new office, our green room or the studio is actually not complete yet, meaning that we'll be doing our release notes in the beautiful settings of the new office with the remnants of the housewarming party. So bear with us, this will be a one take or very choppy cuts if we need to do that. Great to have you here. It's been a while and the reason is we've been doing our summer sprint. And the summer sprint, as some of you might know, is about 2 months long. But now it's complete and now we're back in our normal release cycle. Seems like we're going in the elevator with Christian, my cameraman, so that's going to be fun. He's leading me, I'm simply following. So with the summer sprint coming to a conclusion, of course we need to release that. And before you get super excited, the release notes will be quite short compared to us having worked for 2 months. And the reason is that we've been working on quite a lot of prototyping. Prototyping meaning that we are testing out new things we can do, amazing things. I can't even bip it, so I need Christian, can you please? That's gonna be strange. There, well, perfect. There we go. We have been doing a lot of prototyping and we are very much looking forward to showing that to you all during Go Digital. And it's speaking as well, so I'll just repeat myself. We'll be showing you all the results of the prototyping during Go Digital, which is in about a couple of weeks now, and we're looking forward to that. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into the release notes. Right now we are actually getting in and we'll be walking down the hallways of the development team. We might even see a developer somewhere if they're not hiding. So first off, for the admin and the editor, we have actually added a new feature to compliance libraries, meaning that you will be able to pull out a hello development team. Hello. Meaning that you'll be able to pull out a log of all the changes that's been done. So if you are sitting wondering why is this connection gone, we used to have it, or who actually added this connection, you can now look that up via the log, pull out the data and find out who applied the changes to your compliance libraries. We also added quite a few things to single sign-on, meaning that for single sign-on, when you have a single sign-on user, that user is able to both log in with single sign-on, but also with a Webmanual's username if they have the password. We've now turned that off, so you don't have to worry of them logging in with their Webmanual's login. You can just force them to use single sign-on at all times. And speaking of single sign-on, we have Microsoft Azure, which they changed to Entra, and of course we have done the same thing. So we are being compliant with Microsoft and following their naming standard. What else we have? Oh yeah, in compliance libraries, we have changed the amendment box a little bit. We made it bigger, so it's easier to see the changes. In the future, I want to make it even bigger at some point, especially for the larger parts to be visible with tables and images and all that. But we'll remedy that and revisit it at some point in the future. We also added the ability to move your little dialog windows or the pop-up windows around on the screen, which should make it a lot easier for you, especially if you have data in the background that you want to see when you're creating your compliance regulations, connections and all those things. We changed a few things in the reader settings, just smaller items, but we changed them to make it a little bit easier to understand the impact of what you're actually doing. We are back, and now with bug fixes. Let's go for a walk while we're talking, shall we? So first off, in the compliance editor, we changed a smaller issue we had with internal libraries. So libraries managed internally by you, they did not show warnings if there were changes in them. There wouldn't get this red warning marking showing and notifying you that a regulation had changed. That is now fixed. So even for internal libraries, you will see that changes have actually applied, and it's going to be a lot easier to update your connections. Besides that, compliance libraries again on the import. We had a small issue with the import. Wasn't an issue, but on the import, when it runs for internal libraries, it would give a warning and then stop. We've changed that now, so when it gets a warning, it will just skip that part, continue, and then give you a list of the warnings at the end. Thereby, make it a lot easier to do the import because you're not starting all the time. You'll get all the main parts in, and then you can fix the smaller parts afterwards. And one more on compliance libraries. When saving, sometimes it would jump on the regulation list, thereby leaving you somewhere you didn't want to be. That is now changed, so now you will actually be left where you were, making it a lot easier for you to continue working from that standpoint or from that location where you were and want to continue working from. We just teleported to our 8th floor, our topmost floor. This is our atrium. It's lovely, and as you can see, we have clouds in the sky. That's the remnants from our housewarming party. Now, moving on with the bug fixes. Our reader comments can now be seen by admins. We missed that when we changed to version 8 and the new UI. Now the reader comments can actually be seen in the admin, so admins will have a lot easier job seeing all the reader comments that are that's been made and are available. Also in the forms reports, the reports will now sort the forms data correctly. Before it would go 1 and then 10, 2, 3, 4. Now it actually sorts it correctly, so 10 comes after 9 as it should be in the real world. Last one here, we had a small issue with PDFs not being imported correctly because of an undefined file type. That has now been fixed, so now we will be importing all the PDFs when you choose to have a file document. And then the very last one, for the Reader app, we had a very rare occurrence where the Reader app would show data from a file or from a document in the delta stage, meaning that you click the delta and you see the changes directly. That information would be shown as a page. That has of course now been fixed as well. So now the correct page data will be shown. And that is all I had for you this time. I hope you enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to sending you more release notes next month. Have a good one. Oh, by the way, before you go, please remember to join us at Go Digital here at the end of September in Ystad.